On the coldest morning in Snowbell Bay, a little penguin named Niko discovered something that should not have been there. Niko was a tiny penguin with soft black and white feathers, bright blue eyes, a warm yellow scarf, and a small red backpack. He loved exploring places where the other penguins never went. That morning, Niko happily slid across the frozen sea. Suddenly, he heard 3 strange knocks beneath the ice. Knock, knock, knock. Niko stopped and looked down with a curious expression. He pressed his flipper against the ice and asked, "Who is down there?" A thin crack suddenly appeared beneath Niko's feet. Niko jumped backward in surprise. The ice opened slightly and revealed a glowing golden handle. Niko stared at it with huge, curious eyes. There was a mysterious door hidden beneath the ice. Niko brushed away the snow and discovered a tiny blue star symbol on the door. He slowly pulled the golden handle. The magical door opened and warm golden light spread across the frozen sea. Niko stepped through the doorway. Behind the door was a secret world hidden beneath Snowbell Bay. Huge, glowing flowers covered the ground. Tiny, colorful fish floated through the air. Bright blue crystals covered the walls, and warm golden lights danced above a sparkling river. Niko looked around with amazement. Suddenly, Niko heard a tiny voice calling for help. Niko followed the voice and found a little silver seal trapped between 2 glowing rocks. The little seal looked worried and said, "My name is Momo. I was looking for my family when the magical door closed behind me." Niko pushed the rocks with all his strength, but they did not move. He pushed again, but the rocks stayed in place. Suddenly, the glowing river began rising. Water rushed toward Niko and Momo. Niko looked worried and shouted, "We have to get out!" Niko grabbed Momo's flipper and pulled while pushing the rocks with his other flipper. The rocks finally rolled away. Momo escaped, but the golden door began closing. Niko and Momo quickly ran toward the doorway. Niko jumped through first and Momo followed. The golden door slammed shut behind them. Niko looked back at the ice, but the golden door had completely disappeared. Momo looked worried and said, "My family is still missing." Niko looked at his small red backpack and suddenly remembered the warm orange compass his grandmother had given him. Niko opened the backpack and pulled out the compass. The compass needle spun quickly before pointing toward a distant iceberg. Niko smiled and said, "Maybe this compass can find your family." Niko and Momo hurried across the frozen sea. They climbed the iceberg and discovered tiny silver flipper marks leading into a narrow tunnel. Inside the tunnel they heard many voices. Momo's eyes became wide with excitement. She gasped and said, "That's them, that's my family." Niko and Momo rushed forward and found a group of silver seals trapped behind a thick wall of ice. Momo's family was trapped. Niko looked around the tunnel. There was no door, no magic key, and no clear way through the ice. Then Niko noticed the same blue star symbol glowing on the wall. Niko placed his flipper against the glowing star. The wall began to sparkle. A golden magical door appeared in the ice. Niko opened the door, and warm golden light filled the tunnel. The thick ice slowly melted away. Momo's family rushed out and gathered around her. Momo hugged Niko tightly and said, "You found us." Niko smiled and said, "I just followed the clues." The happy seals thanked Niko and guided him safely back to Snowbell Bay. When Niko returned home, the other penguins gathered around him. They had seen the mysterious golden light shining across the ice. Niko's grandmother looked at him and asked, "Where did you go?" Niko smiled and said, "I found a secret world under the ice." Everyone stared at Niko in amazement. The penguins followed Niko to the place where he had found the door, but the golden door was gone. Only one tiny blue star remained on the ice. Niko touched the blue star. A warm golden glow appeared. Niko's grandmother smiled and said, "Perhaps some doors only appear when someone is brave enough to open them." Niko looked across the frozen sea and smiled. He had learned that courage does not mean knowing what is behind the door. Courage means taking the first step and discovering what comes next. Far beneath the ice, the golden door slowly opened again. This time, something enormous moved behind it. Niko's eyes opened in surprise. Niko slowly whispered, "What was that?" The mysterious adventure had only just begun. So the moral of the story is, courage means taking the first step, even when you do not know what comes next.